Hey guys, and welcome to the grand final of SBL Season 12. This is it, the culmination of the entire season. In today's matchup, we have two-time champion Stealth of the Stealth Squadron with Fighting versus Marvin of Team Awesome with Normal. We have a very clear type advantage in this matchup, but we have seen this season that said advantage really doesn't mean much. Please enjoy the match and the ending to an amazing season.
Okay, welcome everyone to the SBL Grand Finals. It's that guy here, and I've got Dossa and Battlebane with me. Say hi to the people.
Hello.
G'day.
We got our players here. Commiserate together and watch this final. So yes, we have on the left side of the screen. Once I bring it up, it is Marvin with Normal. And on the right side, it is Stealth with Fighting. Bear with me, and I will get going. But what do you think about this matchup?
Yeah, the Terrapagos is interesting. I did a few mocks with Alex through the week, and I didn't find it matched up too well into fighting. So I'll be interested to see what Marvin actually does with it, considering he also hates it.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing about Terrapagos. Marvin spends a lot of time in the week talking about it in such a negative light, and yet he consistently brings it to almost every battle. So I don't think it necessarily matches up overly well, other than its Terror Shell.
The Megalopunny is interesting as well. You got to imagine he's just hoping for player off spam to do some damage.
Okay, we are in the match. It's good.
U-turn brings down the illusion to start.
Yeah, leading the Zorok and taking some damage is going to make it hard to illusion next time it comes in.
The risky play for Marvin. I mean, he's taken out his ace sort of here with his sort of little trick here. So I don't believe that Alex would be too worried about that now.
Yeah, this is a big mon for Marvin. Like the only ghost type he has access to.
It screwed the living daylights out of me last week. That's for sure.
Yeah.
When it's still in
And
there on full health, it just means that you have to always assume that the Pokemon you're facing could be Zoroark, and
yeah,
so all
exactly.
Alex has to do is just remember how much health it's on now, and he's good with that.
And knowing Alex, he's got a notepad next to him and he's writing it down right now.
Yeah, this team from Marvin is looking pretty standard. It seems like what he's brought a lot of the weeks. I think maybe Staraptor hasn't come as much, but the other five, we've seen them a lot.
Yeah, this is virtually the same team he brought to our battle last week, minus Star Raptor.
Yeah, I was
Alex is. Oh, go ahead.
curious as to whether Dossa was going to look to bring in Ditto just in the off chance that Alex set something up, but it looks like he's chosen not to.
Yeah, Marvin's. Yeah, could have definitely brought the Ditto, but yeah, I guess Alex does get a bit creative. He's not always going for setup sets. So it was
I'm
definitely
curious
good in
to
that
find out.
previous matchup, but
I'm
maybe
curious
less
to
so
find
here.
out how many of these mons Alex has weakness policy on. Because in majority of the mocks that we were trying at the start, there was a few weakness policy mons there.
He has loved the weakness policy on the Aegislash so far this season.
That's lefties, so we know that's not one of them.
He hasn't gone with Rocky Helmet again this week.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough mountain for Marvin to climb here, not only being at a type disadvantage, but against Alex, who's got 2 wins to his name, 2 championships so far, going for a third here.
Not only that, but I think he really screwed himself, Marvin, by bringing out the Zoroark that earlier and
Yeah.
revealing that.
That is a rough situation.
I mean, the good part about this coming in and taking some damage at least is that you can swap it out and regen most of it back.
Yeah, that's true. And even with the Zoroark, even though it's, revealed what it is by the health bar, it still has the utility of being a ghost type, so it can still switch in on some hits.
Mm. Yeah, if he reads it well and switches it into a fighting type move, it's very fast and can hit pretty hard, so it could
Yeah.
still come into play.
We saw that it's packing psychic already, so that's definitely something good to have.
Chilly reception, one of his
Straight up
favorite moves.
chilly out.
At least the Slowking will go pretty much back to full then.
Yeah. Yeah, what is it? Is it 1/3 healing?
I think so. So that should take it back to full. And then it will be interesting to see what Alex does with the Gallade because he's done a lot of combination of offensive Gallade and defensive Gallade so far this season. So I wonder what he's landed on this week.
Alex does love a good status mon, so it would be interesting to see what he's gone with for which Pokemon being a status mon this week.
Yeah, I think it was Marvin in finals against me who brought Trick Room Gallade, which that's always a possibility, especially with Iron Hands there and Conkelda, however you say it.
Yeah, you have
Even
to assume
Aegislash.
that the Conk comes in with a Flame Orb for guts.
Yeah. No Ursaluna with guts on Marvin's side this time, which is like kind of surprising. I could have seen that coming.
Marvin's also below 2 minutes now, down to 90 seconds, so he's going to have to get a move on. So we
Good
don't have
U-turn.
Yeah, that is a good U-turn.
Lots of pivoting happening here. Just trying to fight for a good position on both sides, I guess. Not sure if this is the best position, though.
Yeah, unless he's gone maximum Fizz Def, Hands is going to hit this thing pretty damn
It's
hard.
possible he could have gone all out on the Fizz Def, considering he's going up against fighting, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, the only other
Iron
thing I
Hands.
can think of is maybe he's trying to status.
Yeah, true.
What
Perhaps
status
he's
away.
playing gold.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, very.
I was curious what the item was. That
You
was
did
definitely a solid choice. Now, does he pivot to Staraptor here, or is that a bit too risky when this thing could just fire off like a Wild Charge or a Thunder Punch?
Yeah, I feel like that's the difficult thing for Marvin in this matchup, being normal into fighting, and whatever he switches in is not a good matchup usually.
Yeah. At least the Staraptor could intimidate and be neutral to a fighting type hit, but yeah.
Also, would surprise nobody if Alex read that and went into Thunder Punch or Wild Charge.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, another switch. We're just seeing switch after switch here.
And we're back in the
This
same
is a better
position we were
matchup.
before.
Yeah, he did go for the Staraptor, but yeah, this is not bad for Marvin.
Yeah, I wonder. I didn't do any mocks with Marvin, so I wonder if it came into his calculations or not. But we found Wordeer actually matched up really well into Alex, so I'm sure Alex is breathing a big sigh of relief to not see the deer.
Yeah, Alex did mention that just before. He said he's a little bit worried about it. So, I mean, they both have the Intimidate, but yeah, this one not having Psychic, I guess, is a little bit worse in the offensive side of things. Because things like Iron Hands can probably tank a Brave Bird just fine.
Whereas with the Wordeer, if you go max Spadef and get off a couple of the Psy Shield bashes, you're pretty hard to kill.
Yeah. Okay. We got Terrapagos. at full
Well,
health.
that worked out very well, the timing on that future sight.
That was actually pretty clutch, the Choppleberry turn to get off a future sight.
Yeah, so I wonder if Marvin thinks he can get the kill here, or if he just
And he
there we go.
does.
There we go.
That's one down,
it?
the first chess piece he's taken
Yeah, that's
off the
a
board.
great couple of turns there from Marvin.
Yeah, I'm
Getting rid of
liking
the
all the
hands.
pivoting here.
Getting rid of the hands makes Staraptor much more dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. There's nothing that resists it now except for Aegislash on the first turn in. But he can always just go for a second one after.
Well, even that
after
Aegislash is already terrored, hasn't it?
Oh, did it?
I think, yeah, it's already terrored.
Oh, well, there we go.
So anything he brings in on that Staraptor now is going to be taking bulky damage, if not going down.
Yeah, you are correct. It's on 99% health there.
Yeah, so you have to think the Staraptor's Scarf too, given the U-turns we've seen. So it could be a real good late game sweep here for Marvin.
Although he does still have this Sneasler, which could outspeed it if it's also Scarf. I wouldn't be surprised to see that.
The Terra Shell could be big here.
And there goes Staraptor.
Honestly, still quite a good switch by Marvin, I'd say. The Intimidates are coming in pretty clutch. This is a mostly physical team.
To retain the Terra Shell is really nice there too.
Yeah, it's definitely going to live one hit later on from pretty much anything on this team, except maybe, even Conkelda. I don't think it could break through Terra Shell and get an Oko with that.
And now we see Stealth on the back foot almost. It's gone from Marvin being at 90 seconds down to 60 seconds, and now Alex is in the exact same position after only a couple of turns.
Yeah, you can definitely see by the amount of time people are thinking who's like kind of in a worse position. Oh, that was a big hit.
Big live. Oh.
That did a lot of damage though.
Probably live killing this with Brave Bird, but if Alex switches into the Brave Bird, Staraptor's going down.
Yeah, to the recoil damage.
30 seconds as well.
Yeah, that was pretty optimal, obvious move there to do the King Shield, but he could just let another one rip now, I suppose. Yep. And like you said, he lived it.
Yeah, momentum definitely with Marvin now.
Yeah, this is looking quite good for Marvin, despite the type matchup.
And vastly different to how we talked about it before this match.
Given how quickly Marvin switched the Sneasler in there, you got to think it's Scarf. Alex switched the Sneasler.
Yeah, do we think he stacks it here, the Staraptor, or?
I don't know if it's... Yeah. It's sort of a hard one to read because how much more useful is it going to be? Like, it might pick up a couple of late kills, or do you sack it here and see
you could
what
definitely
you can get up from now?
There we go. To the
possibly expecting an DD switch or a Zoroark switch there.
Yeah, that I think he was probably predicting Zoroark.
Yeah, and if Sneasler is Scarf, then it's pretty much a free turn here for Marvin.
Yeah, that was really good for Marvin.
Huge.
Yeah, you got to imagine that the Sneasler is Scarf with the way it switched out there, and then like you said, if it's locked into a dark move, that's basically a free turn. And now Marvin probably knows that, so if he gets the predicts right, he can just kind of pivot around and keep the momentum on his side.
He's gone into low bunny, but from the HP we can obviously see that it's Zoroark.
This is not the low punny you're looking for. Oh, but his time is getting kind of dangerously low here. It's on 20 seconds right now.
Could we have our first ever timeout in a grand final?
Oh, don't even speak that into existence. That is ridiculous. Okay, he's back on 30. And we get another double switch.
Oh,
Almost
Conkelder
comp
comes out.
behind the
You'd
reflect
assume
could be
Mock
nasty.
Punch.
Yeah, Mark Punch 100% coming out. Oh, maybe
Oh,
not. Okay.
wow. Never mind.
Wow.
He was
He was
predicting
going
the
for a hard
Ndidi
read
switch.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, he thought Ndidi was coming in to stop the Mach Punch.
Oh, come on, Marvin.
Wow.
Let's move. This time is
No.
scaring me.
Yeah, I really hope they keep an eye on that because that would be the worst possible outcome to this match.
Yeah, I would cry. But
Especially
this
with
is,
Marvin in such a dominant position right now.
I
You'd hate
know.
to see it go out that way.
This is obviously a free fake out right here. Oh, wait. Okay, I got tricked by the Zorak. That's my bad.
Gotcha. That's hilarious. Gotcha.
Oh, big damage. Future sight. That's
Another
going to be
future sight.
dangerous.
Oh my god.
Wow.
This Glow King is kind of giving MVP vibes right now.
Big
I mean,
time.
along with that Star
Oh,
Rapper.
good read.
He gets one of those reads. Gets
that was
back in the
nice.
game. We're at 4-4 now.
But even
Okay,
with
now-
that, he's still got Terra Shell Terrapago sitting in the back that's going to tank a hit for him.
Yeah, and Ndidi on full.
Yep.
No pun
Now that's
obviously
the
gets
free fake out I'm talking about.
Oh, no.
Oh, what a combo. Fake out into future
Wow.
sight.
Damn. And that's enough turns to get rid of the reflect as well, so the punny can go off.
Yeah, I think Sneasler, something's got to get kind of sacked here, unless. Well, I guess it depends if he goes for a predict again here.
That's incredible timing.
I think close combat is kind of the best. Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Because even if you go Ndidi, it's still neutral. It doesn't resist the move.
Would you expect a Gallade sack here now then?
Yeah, you'd think so, because it's already on like lower health and it's got the power on it as well.
And we know that the Sneasler's not sashed.
Yeah, it's definitely Scarf here, so it's coming down to some real closeness right here.
I wonder if it would have been a good idea to go into Terrapagos there, considering you've got the Terra Shell up.
I think he wants to preserve it on a clean switch, you know? Oh, you mean
yeah.
to go in right now instead of Ndidi?
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
but you're right. Maybe it could even just be better to leave it for late game in case you need to just be able to live one hit to get off a shot.
Yeah, could be like a 1v1 end game situation he's trying to save it for.
And Alex down to 20 seconds now. So that time is getting dangerously close again.
Yeah, like you said. Oh, well, I guess that's not a sack. That is quite tanky indeed.
Wow.
So you got to imagine Alex is just going to get his reflect back up here at least.
At the very least, 15 seconds.
Oh,
Oh,
the crit
massive.
is huge.
That is
Oh
so
my
big.
god.
Oh, it's scaring me, that timer. 15 seconds. 10
Oh,
seconds.
10. Okay,
My
okay.
goodness.
I think he's just going to click moves here. I don't think he's going to let it go down completely, but oh, and that next hit will kill if Caldeo can't, because yeah, this gone.
Oh my god, Marvin might win.
This is
Scarf, so he's locked into one move for the rest of the battle.
He's just got to hit CC for sure.
This might be one of the biggest upsets of the season,
break.
even.
Oh, he didn't want to lower his defenses. Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I think
But I don't-
Marvin wins.
Yeah, I don't think this can 2v1 with the fake out and the Terror Shell and the crit. Oh my god.
Alex is going to be flipping table.
He's going to be fuming, but I mean,
And Dazzling Gleam's going to come out now.
Marvin did make some really good moves in this match.
Poison Point. Earth Power.
Yeah, there it is. That, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like nobody saw that result coming there.
I was talking to Nick and Alex before the game, and I would have had Alex at like $1.20 betting odds.
Yeah, I literally said to Alex at the start of the week, Marvin's going to need a miracle, but I guess he found one.
Miracles
Yeah,
happen.
Marvin. Oh God, he played that so well between
He
all the
played that
pivoting.
incredibly. Obviously, crits mattered, but they don't matter if you don't play well, you know?
And the
He had to get in.
Terrapagos that he's just put down all season has won him a championship.
That is so funny. The redemption arc.
Well,
Well,
Marvin officially joins the championship circle.
yeah. Let's see if they do want to do a post game
Marvin's
interview
getting his
here
ass.
then.
And with that, Season 12 comes to a close. Congratulations to Marvin for winning his first championship, being only the 6th different champion in 12 seasons. With this win, Marvin was awarded his own team logo organised by myself, and I couldn't be happier with how it has come out. Mincino is one of Marvin's favourite Pokemon, and with him having normal as his type this season, it was a perfect combination for the logo. The detail I requested about the broom has come through perfectly, representing the idea of both the sweep and the move tidy up. Now onto the part where I get sappy, which the players are used to by now. I want to thank all my players for this season. We've had an amazing season with a whole new take to our league, from adding new players, returning classic players back into the fold, this channel beginning, and the changes we've had to make in accordance with all of that. I want to thank Andrew, Alex, and Nick for joining me for a majority of the season and calling the matches alongside me, along with helping to record the games and keep the show running. With that, I'd also like to thank Marvin, Dossa, and Battlebane for joining us from time to time in the commentary booth. You guys stepping up was a big help. Also, non-applicable and Ricky for getting some of the recordings done and sending them through to me to keep us going. And I certainly can't forget to thank Thumbnail Master Marvin for all the hard work he's done this season. It wouldn't have looked anywhere near as good without you having the fun that I know you do. As a final thank you, I want to thank each and every one of you who watched the video for giving us a chance, and I hope you will continue to keep an eye out for us and those in the future. I always say I'm amazed on how this little league I created back in 2016 has grown up into what it's become, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you all again, and I'll see you next time.